everyone, welcome to Tell a Tale. My name is Betty Tomford, and I've been in a library for quite a number of years here, and it's always enjoyed story times. So today is a new adventure for me, but I'd love to share with you Marge Palatini's Sweet Tooth, a really fun book, and especially for those of you that might have a sweet tooth. Now, do you know what a sweet tooth is? You just love all those candies that you can find, and one tastes better than the other. Well, let's see what happens in this book. We're going to meet a boy named Stuart. And Stuart, he has a problem with this tooth, and he keeps really giving it lots of food because this tooth is quite annoying. So let's see what happens. Look at all those delicious candies, candy canes, cupcakes, chocolate bunnies, pies, you name it, all sorts of goodies. So here is Sweet Tooth by Margie Palatini. And this is Stuart. He's really your typical average, everyday kid, except for one thing. Ew. Ah, yes, there it is, all right. The molar in the back. If you put your finger inside your mouth, way in the back of those big teeth, and that's what's giving Stuart a problem. You're probably saying, a tooth? What's the big deal about a tooth? And ordinarily you would be correct. But that is no ordinary tooth. Here it is. And there you really see that tooth. This is Stuart's sweet tooth. One nagging, annoying, demanding, blah, blah, blah. Enough with the yakking. I need a candy bar now. A very loud sweet tooth. Does it have that gooey stuff in the middle? 'Cause it's got to have that gooey stuff in the middle. There, said Stuart through a smeared kisser and a gulp. Satisfied? Ah, sweet. Yes, a tooth that wants what it wants when it wants it and lets everybody know it. Take, for example, 2 years ago at Cousin Charlotte's wedding. Stuart was on his best behavior. His shoes were shined, bow tie was straight, hands were spotless. Grandfather had just lifted his glass to toast the bride when, I'm falling asleep here. Come on, move it along, Gramps. Cut the cake. Time to cut the cake. I want the end hunk with all that icing. I don't know him, muttered Stuart's mother through a gritted smile. He doesn't belong to me, said his dad. Who is that boy? Asked grandmother. Stuart wiped the pink rose from his lips. It's the sweet tooth. It was not a pretty picture. The tooth was no better behaved in school. Stuart had enough detention slips to wallpaper his room. Why, just 2 weeks ago, who can tell me the capital of North Dakota? Asked Mrs. Finnegan in geography class. Jelly beans, said a muffled voice from the back of the room. Did you say anything, Stuart? Asked Mrs. Finnegan. Licorice. Stuart, I'm afraid I can't hear your answer, said Mrs. Finnegan. Lollipops. You're going to have to speak up, Stuart. Hey, I'm dying here for a chocolate peanut butter cup, okay? Uh-oh, detention slip, number 432. But I'm telling you, it's not me, said Stuart as he was led away to the principal's office. It's the tooth. The movies? You really don't want to go there, do you? Not with Stuart anyway.
Oh, whoa.
Would somebody pass the yummy gummies? All ready?
All right, Jim.
Shh.
What do you want to read about?
Don't look at me, Jew. Stuart, it's the tooth. And of course, there was the unforgettable Easter basket mishap. Now that was really ugly. You can sit and listen. That Sunday a.m., the family awoke to find jelly beans littering the living room. Marshmallow chicks were missing. The trail of crumpled yellow foil wrappers led to one person, and one person only. "Oh, Stuart," cried a disappointed mother and father. "I can't look," whispered his sister, Allison, closing her eyes. "Those chocolate bunnies never had a chance," moaned Stuart, rubbing his belly-aching stomach. "It was the tooth."
Hey, can we stop going down memory lane here and open up that bag of cookies?
"That's it. I've had enough," cried Stuart.
Enough? I haven't even had one.
"No more cookies," shouted Stuart. "No more candy. No more cake. No more nothing."
That's no more anything,
said the tooth.
And who do you think you're kidding, kid? Bring on those chocolate chips.
Stuart sighed. What choice did he have? He was a boy with one big sweet tooth. He tore open the bag. He grabbed one, then 2, 3, 4 cookies, and he opened his mouth.
Come to Papa,
shouted the tooth. Stuart stopped.
What are you waiting for, kid? Come on. Cookie, cookie, cookie.
Stuart dropped the cookies, but not in his mouth. "It's over, Tooth," said a suddenly determined Stuart. "I'm cutting you off. Starting right now, it's cold turkey." "Cold turkey? Eeks! I hate cold turkey, unless you add a little cranberry sauce." "Didn't you hear me, Tooth?" cried Stuart. "I said it's over. From now on, there's nothing for you but a healthy diet." "Healthy? Kid, say you don't mean it," wailed the tooth. But Stuart meant it all right. He meant every word. Yes, it was trying. Yes, it was difficult. Okay, it was darn near impossible. But Stuart stayed strong. Do you think he's going to do it? Let's see. For the tooth, it was a different story.
Peas? You're giving me peas, little dry green veggie marbles?
Broccoli? You're feeding me a shrub?
That's not going to do it.
Dessert? Where's the dessert? I'm begging you, when do we get to the good stuff? "I can't hear you," said Stuart, putting down his fork and placing his hands over his ears strong. He stayed strong. "Just one teensy chocolate-covered peanut before hitting the sack. How about it? A nosh, a nibble, a breath mint, something." "Forget it," said Stuart, turning off the light, staying strong. "Come on, what do you say? 1 spoonful of sugar," urged the tooth, as Stuart ate his cereal. Stuart shook his head. The tooth was losing its grip, and it knew it. "A drop of chocolate milk, a measly little crumb." "No way," said Stuart, very strong.
Hey, watch that toothbrush,
shouted the tooth.
and keep that tongue of yours on the other side of your mouth trying to wiggle me out of here, huh? Well, I'm not going, kid. I'm not going anywhere. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Stuart brushed and he flossed and he gargled. "Ugly," moaned the tooth.
He's not hearing me.
"I'll get you for this, kid." Stuart smiled. He was winning. Oh, yes, he was winning. 3 days passed. That tooth was quiet, very quiet, almost too quiet. But Stuart wasn't thinking tooth. He was thinking baseball. Listen, he's okay.
Yeah, I think he's pretty far away. Do you want to sit down?
It was the biggest game of the season, bottom of the ninth. Stuart was at the plate. Runners were on second and third, 2 outs, 2 strikes. The crowd was on their feet. The game was on the line. Stuart's team was down by 1 run. The pitcher went into his windup. There was a hush from the stands. A big fat fastball was heading for the plate. It was all up to Stuart, and then, boy, could I go for a hunk of bubble gum right now? Swing, swish, hee, 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 hee. Strike 3, yelled the umpire. You're out. Gotcha, said the tooth. Now go get me some goodies. I'll get you goodies, mumbled Stuart, dropping the bat. Home he marched, into the kitchen, straight for the refrigerator. He yanked open the door. He rustled through the vegetable bin. He flung lettuce. He tossed tomatoes. He hurled a head of cauliflower. And then he pulled out a carrot. That's right, a carrot. It's over for you, Tooth, announced Stuart, lifting the carrot above his head. What's he going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? Asked his wide-eyed sister. And Stuart grinned. He opened his mouth very wide. Kid, no, not the carrot, not the carrot. Yes, the carrot, shouted Stuart. No, kid, no. Allison covered her eyes. Am I too young to be watching this? Closer, 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 and then crunch, crunch. Ah! So long, sweet world, what a way to go, done in by an orange veggie. Stuart rubbed his jaw. He stared at the carrot and the tooth. It was over. What's going to happen to it? Asked Allison as she followed her brother upstairs to the bedroom. Stuart placed the mole under his pillow and then looked at his sister. Who knows, he said with a big smile. That's the tooth fairy's problem now. Wah, wah, cried the baby teeth. Woof, yapped the canine. Please be quiet, said the wisdom tooth. I'm trying to read. Pipe down, wise guy. What does a sweet tooth have to do to get an ice cream sundae around here with hot fudge and throw some sprinkles on it while you're at it? And the tooth fairy sighed. Rotten teeth. And that's the end of our story of Stuart and his sweet tooth. I hope you enjoyed our story today. And if you did, you can request it and get it from the library. Thank you for listening. Bye now.